Sonic the Hedgehog really had an end-of-the-year explosion, didn't he? Sonic the Hedgehog 4, the long-awaited sequel, you know, the one we've all been waiting for, amusingly pretending that all of those other Sonic games didn't exist, except this one's in 2D. That's awesome. Then we have the Wii's Sonic Colors, the best thing the franchise has seen in the past 16 years, and I am not kidding there at all. It was great. Then, of course, we have Sonic Free Riders, the game that we would be pretending doesn't exist, but then I don't think anyone's actually played this damn thing, because who the hell actually owns a Kinect? The theory is that it sucks, though. Then we have this, the Sonic game that's been getting sadly ignored because no one really knows that much about it. Like many big-name console games that end up having handheld equivalents, where you just know that there's no way in hell the handheld version could possibly do what the console version's doing, it's getting lost in the shuffle. The Sonic Shuffle. But then we need to remember, Sonic's origin comes from 2D gameplay. The DS version of Sonic Colors is also developed by Dimps, who did the decent Sonic Advance and Sonic Rush series, as well as what I consider the disappointing Sonic 4. This is opposed to the Sonic team that's been making all of the recent 3D Sonic games on the consoles. It's the theme park of doom. The goofy-ass Colors storyline is back, obviously, wisps and all, but most of the dialogue is through text, resulting in a de-emphasized presentation, which is probably for the best. The fantastic music is back, and I love this stuff, one of the best soundtracks of the year probably, though it has gone through some compression, but you know what, it's still good. Almost everything else is extremely different. There's a small handful of key ideas that are reinterpreted in order to keep the storyline on track, such as the second to last level. Not gonna spoil anything here, but it follows the same concept. But that's about it, beyond some slight visual nods. Wisp power-ups, they're still here, hilariously the first giving you the exact same generic speed boost that's been in every recent Sonic handheld game, while other Wisp power-ups are similar to the Wii versions, but different. Everything is obviously adapted to the Sonic Rush formula and gameplay style that Dimps has been working with for years. This is also probably for the best. There is a heavier emphasis on using the powers in order to actually progress through the levels, which is nice because it does mix the gameplay up quite a bit, especially here with the Sonic handheld games where they kind of visually all look the same. There are moments where you have to use your drill to continue, this floaty ability, I don't even remember what it's called, and many others that will get you to your goal. Sonic physics has been a big topic recently. Sonic 4 on the console seemed to use the Sonic Rush physics as a base point, modified them slightly, and then utilized level design similar to Sonic 1 and 2. The result was awkward. In an attempt to emphasize platforming, Dimps for Sonic 4 slowed down the starting acceleration, but did so way too much. It felt like it took forever to get anywhere and killed the sense of speed. Sonic 4 also had you stopping on a dime if you ever decided to stop pressing forward, regardless of the momentum or whether or not you were in the air. While on the handheld, this makes sense, since you can't really see that much on a tiny screen and sometimes you do just need to stop very quickly. In Sonic 4, it just seemed inelegant. Sonic Colors on the DS has the same immediate stopping, but the level design and just the way Sonic Colors here is designed for the DS, it all works just fine. Thankfully, too, they fixed the acceleration, so it does feel like this fast hedgehog can actually get to where it needs to go much more quickly. Rather than going all Donkey Kong Country Returns on your ass, your enjoyment comes from zooming through the level at high speeds, jumping at times where it feels like you should jump, and you know this since you've played so many of these damn games before. First time precision goes out the window since watching what's ahead of you on a tiny screen is impossible, but it's still fun and it does take some practice to get right. The occasionally unforgiving level design of bottomless pits everywhere from the Rush series is thankfully gone. It is mostly a smooth ride. It can be hard to care about Sonic Colors at some times. A lot of the levels feel very similar. Yes, you have the Wisp power-ups, which mix it up a little bit, and this is what actually saves this game in many regards. Beyond some of the boss battles, which are very Sonic Rush inspired once again, a large portion of the game is also very forgettable. You can zoom through this in just a few hours and then you're done. Yes, that's pretty much how Sonic games are designed to be, so so that's not really a knock against it, but that's really just how it is. You play through this game, it feels very similar to many other games, except for the things that I just mentioned, and then unless you are a nut, unless you really want to go back and collect all of the red rings, and get all of the unlocks, and complete all of the missions that are usually some sort of time attack, it's really a get in, get out, and you're done type of game. I had a lot of fun for the few hours that I played, but beyond that, I really am not sure if I even feel like touching this game again. If you're just an average Sonic fan, I would recommend that you rent this game because it is fun. If you are a person who loves your Sonic, or you really want to just play through this thing to get each and every unlock because for whatever reason that is what compels you, then you can buy this. I did enjoy the time that I spent with this. Sonic Colors on the Nintendo DS receives a 6 out of 10.